I've decided to only give you $50 a month for food. I just hope it encourages you to eat healthy and save some money.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
And I want you to write a report at the end of every month detailing every single expense you had. I'm an accountant, so don't think that you can trick me.
Is this supposed to be some kind of joke or something? How are we supposed to survive off of $50 a month?
We? What do you mean? The only one with this limit is you. I'll continue like I have, eating out for every meal. Don't worry about me.
And what about Henry? He's only 8 years old.
He gets the same amount of money to eat as you do, $50. So that will be $100 between the two of you.
That isn't enough to feed 2 people. Please, you can't do this to us.
What are you talking about? He is getting as much money as you are. That should be plenty for him to live off of. He'll be fine. Quit going easy on the boy.
I can't believe this. You're giving your wife and 8-year-old child only $100 a month to buy food with? I've never heard of that before.
Well, then there is no one to prove that it won't work. You'll be a trailblazer. Who knows? I might get famous for being the first to come up with it.
I really don't think that is going to happen. And why should we be the only ones to live like this while you go out to eat for every meal?
Because I make all the money around here, of course. Why else? If I wasn't healthy to work, then we would all starve.
It sounds like Henry and I are going to starve regardless. You really don't care that we won't be healthy on this tiny budget.
If you starve and die, then I will just hire a maid to take care of the house. It is as simple as that.
So then I'm just here to save you money on housekeeping?
Finally! I am so happy that you are finally starting to get it. You should just be grateful that I'm giving you both separate food budgets. You ought to be thanking me for my generosity.
Is this really all just to save some money? Is that what all of this is about? It isn't like we don't have any money.
Of course this is about saving money. I only make $4,000 a month and we can't afford to waste a single cent.
Feeding your wife and child is a waste of money to you?
It's not just about the food. We're going to be saving money on utilities too. While I'm out at work, I don't want you to use any electricity at home. Got it?
But if I can't use any power, then how am I supposed to clean the house or do the cooking?
Do you think they needed electricity in the colonial times? Of course not. Just figure it out and learn how to work with your hands.
But we're not in the colonial times. This is the 21st century.
I don't care if it's the 50th century. Humans are still humans. If people could figure it out in the Stone Age, then you can figure it out today.
What does that have to do with anything? What are you going to be doing with all the money that we save?
I want to buy a brand new golf bag, so I need you to stick with this and save me money.
So the whole reason you're forcing us to do this is to save you money so that you can buy a brand new golf bag?
I don't know what else you want from me. I can't help what I want. I love golf and it serves as a good motivation for my work.
But why do Henry and I have to suffer just for something as simple as that?
Because if I keep working at this rate, then I am going to be getting a raise. Then if that happens, I can brag about it to the other women in the neighborhood.
You want to brag about how much you make to our neighbors? What is the matter with you?
A useless woman like you wouldn't get it. The only good thing you have in your life is how amazing your husband is.
Why do you think you can look down on me so much like this?
Because I'm better than you. It is just as simple as that. Anyways, remember to record every single purchase that you make this month. If I find out that you're lying about even a single penny, I'll reduce how much money I'm giving you.
My name is Jane, and I am a 40-year-old stay-at-home mother. I live together with my husband Tobias and our 8-year-old son Henry. Tobias is a businessman working for a very large company. He is a very prideful person and has always looked down on me for not working. He is always putting me down and talking about how great he is. Despite how much he makes, he gives my son and I very little to live off of. One time, I bought our son a small piece of candy and he flew into a rage. telling me not to waste money on things like that. Tobias, however, spares no expense to make sure that he can live however he likes. He spends as much as he wants on all of his interests and hobbies. I've thought about divorcing him, but I know that he would be upset and not make it easy for me in the slightest. I suppose I just don't have the fight in me to go through with it. But I was shocked when he told me that I would only be able to spend $50 on food for myself. I had no choice but to look up budget recipes, but it wasn't long before I went over budget.
I see that you've gone over budget on food for this month. You're a stay-at-home mother, but you can't even handle the house budget. What is even the point of you if you can't do that?
Please, Tobias, I tried really, really hard, but I just couldn't keep it under $50.
I gave you a budget well in advance, and yet you couldn't even stick to it. What is the matter with you? Do you just not know how to do basic math?
How could you say that to me? What is the matter with you?
And what about Tobias? What did you feed him?
I had to go into my own servings just to have enough money to feed him. I just couldn't keep it under $100 for us both.
So basically, you just went and betrayed my trust. You broke the one rule that I gave you. You're useless. Do you know that?
I don't know how anyone could cook on a budget like that. Don't you even feel bad about sending your son to bed hungry with the strict control you've put on my wallet?
Listen, I earn all the money in this family, so I make the rules. You need to do what I tell you.
But you're only thinking about yourself. Do you really not even care about what happens to us?
What are you talking about? I gave you each $50, didn't I? It's your fault for not being able to stay within that budget, not mine. Don't you try and put this on me.
I told you from the very start that this would be impossible. It just can't be done.
The only reason that you went over budget was because you were too lazy to figure out how to budget properly. And since you don't know how, I have no other choice but to take all your savings and handle it myself.
What? What are you talking about? You can't do that.
You broke the one rule that I gave you. I have to punish you or else you won't learn your lesson, will you? You need to apologize as well.
But why should I have to apologize? I didn't even do anything. This isn't fair. I have been saving up since before we got married.
And? What does that have to do with anything? We're married now and what's yours is mine. That is just how this works.
But don't you see how that isn't fair? Why do you get what's mine, but I don't get what's yours?
Don't you try and make things difficult now. Every family is different and this is our rule. What's yours is mine and that's that, okay?
I just really don't think that you're treating me like you're equal right now. I don't think you're allowed to just take my savings for yourself. Are you really going to make us go on with only $100 to buy food?
You're not my equal. I thought I already told you that I was better than you. Besides, it is only when humans are under extreme pressure that their true ingenuity comes out. You will never know what you're really capable of if you don't work hard.
I don't want to know what I'm truly capable of. I just want to be able to feed myself and our child.
You ought to be thankful for what I'm doing for you. I'll be sure to take your debit card and checkbook when I get home as well. You know what's going to happen if you try to tell me no, right?
Are you threatening me right now? Is that really what you're doing?
I'm just asking you to use your imagination and think of what might happen to you. If you don't obey me, then I will tear up Henry's notebooks and textbooks.
Why would you do that to your son? What is wrong with you?
I know how much you love the little brat, so I thought this would be the only way to make you listen to me. And then you'll have to explain to him how it is all your fault that his schoolwork was ruined. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you?
How can you be so cruel? This is your child that we're talking about here, too. What do you think that would even accomplish?
I know that it would be a good way for you to relieve some stress at how useless you've been, that's for sure. That will also serve to motivate me at work, and then I'll definitely get my raise.
Is that all you can think about right now? Just earning more money? Does nothing else matter to you?
I don't care at all what you think. Your job is just to do what I say. Got it? If I make more money, then I can do more of whatever I like. That is what I really care about.
You're being so selfish. Don't you even care about your family at all?
Just shut up and do as I say. I have had just about enough of you. Now to show you I mean business, I'm going to rip up Henry's notebooks when I get back home.
Please don't do that. Anything but that. You don't have to do this.
No. The both of you will have to learn your lesson about what happens when you don't listen to your husband.
How can you treat us like this? You're being so cruel. Please don't do this.
It seems to me that you've forgotten what you owe me. I want you to get Henry's books together and leave them on the kitchen table for me when I get home. My work is keeping me later than I thought, so I won't be back home for a few more hours. I give you special permission to drink some water from the tap for dinner. You need to stay up until I get home, though. Don't you dare let me catch you sleeping.
Dad, is that you?
What? Who is this? Henry, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I'm using Mom's phone right now.
Listen here, you little brat. You shouldn't be touching other people's phones, do you understand? Hasn't your useless mother taught you anything? By the way, I'm not sure if you've heard about this already, but I have something that you need to know.
What is it?
I just want you to know that it is all your mom's fault that when I get home, I'm going to rip apart your textbooks and notebooks. That means that tomorrow at school, you won't be able to do any of your work or take any notes. You'll just have to make do.
What are you talking about? I don't understand.
I know you think it might be tough, but you need to remember that it is all your mom's fault that this is happening, all right?
Whatever, Dad. That's not important right now.
What are you talking about? You need to learn some respect for your father.
I don't really even know what you're talking about, but Mom isn't moving right now. I went to the kitchen and she was on the floor and she wasn't moving.
God, that woman is so pathetic. What is the matter with her? Look, just wait for me until I get home, okay? And don't call an ambulance or anything like that, all right?
I don't understand. Why shouldn't I call anyone?
Because it is going to bother everyone else in our neighborhood. Don't go causing any trouble, okay? It is just going to embarrass your dad, got it?
So you're saying that I should just leave Mom like this on the floor and not do anything?
Henry, have you ever heard of the phrase, you reap what you sow?
No, I don't get it. What does that mean?
What are they even teaching you at that school? Why do we even bother sending you there?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Listen, the only thing that you need to understand is that Mom disobeyed me, and so this is her punishment for that. You shouldn't feel bad for her, okay? She deserves this.
Is that really true? I don't know, Dad. That really doesn't sound good to me at all.
She probably just hadn't had enough to eat and collapsed because she has low blood sugar or something. It really isn't anything you need to be worried about at all, okay?
I don't know what some of those words mean, but an ambulance just showed up for Mom.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Did you disobey me and call an ambulance?
No, it was Grandpa.
Grandpa did? What is he doing there?
He said he just got back in town from a business trip, so he came over to give us some presents.
Well, you should have told me that at the very start. What is the matter with you, you little brat? Whatever you do, do not give the phone to your grandpa, okay? Do not show him any of these messages. Listen to your father. I am afraid that it's a bit late for that, Tobias. I've already seen everything. It's been a while since we last spoke, hasn't it? Oh, is this Frank? Yes, it has been some time. How have you been? I just got back from London. Oh, I see. Well, you must be so tired after your trip. Thanks for checking in, but you really should be getting home now, don't you think? Just what the hell do you think you've been doing to my daughter and grandchildren, you little toad? Oh, all that stuff. Well, we just all thought it would be fun to do some experiments on how to run the house and why it's important to listen to your dad or husband when he makes all the money, that's all. Tobias, do you recall that the only reason you have your job right now is because Jane asked me to hire you at my company? Well, of course I remember, and I'm very, very thankful. You saved me from working in that terrible restaurant I used to work at. So then why was my daughter passed out on the floor and looking like a skeleton, huh? Oh, that? Well, we also thought that it would be good to try and save some money now, so that when we retire we can live more comfortably, is all. Are you sure? Because looking through some of these messages, it looks to me you just wanted to buy a new golf bag for yourself. Oh, no. That was just a lie. It was all a joke. I was actually planning on using all of that money to buy Jane a surprise present. And yet I'm the only one who showed up with surprise gifts. Oh, well, that's no good, is it? I was going to give it to her this weekend, though, I swear. You're actually just doing this all to pay off your debt, aren't you? What? What are you talking about? It looks like you have a ton of loans taken out across several banks, according to these documents in your desk. No, those aren't for me. Those are just work documents, that's all. Oh, please. It is so obvious that you're cornered. Please, Frank. I am so sorry about this. This is all a big misunderstanding. This job has just been so much more stressful than I thought. Not to mention that I haven't told Jane about my horrible gambling problem yet. Just from these documents alone, it looks to me like you owe over $100,000. How could you borrow this much? Well, after a while, the bank stopped lending to me, so I had to go to shadier places. The interest rates there are something else. And so you decided to use your own wife and child to try and get out of your problem? We're family. We're supposed to do things together. I thought that we're supposed to help each other when we're in trouble. Besides, I'm the breadwinner. It's my wife's job to work for me. Oh, well, in that case, don't worry. All is forgiven. Oh, really? Is that okay? Well, that's a relief. I thought that you were upset at me. Give me a break! I am so furious I can barely keep myself from crushing this damn phone in my hand! I am going to ruin your life! Do you understand me? You piece of scum! Wait, what do you mean? First, I'm going to fire you. Next, I'm going to contact our business partners and the recruiting agencies we have relationships with, and I'm going to blacklist you. Good luck finding another job. Wait, no, you can't do this to me. You aren't really going to fire me, are you? I got a report from your supervisor and they told me that you spend all day at the office on your phone. Well, I just need to know how the horses are doing at the track and if I've won my bet. I have to win back my money somehow. I can't believe Jane chose a man like you to marry. She must have seen something in you once, but I have no idea what it could have possibly been. Please don't say that. She loves me. I just know it. No, she doesn't. She's just woken up and told me that she wants a divorce. Wait, what? You have got to be kidding me. This can't be. You guys are taking this way too far. Shut up! I have had enough out of you already! I am not going to let you get away with what you've done to my daughter and grandson! Please, Frank, don't do this to me. What am I supposed to do if I lose my family and my job? You'll have to figure that out yourself! Please don't say that to me. You saved me once. Won't you do it again? I am never going to help you ever again! You need to learn your lesson! I am going to go home right now. Just wait right there, okay? Wait, you're not at home, right? Are you at the hospital? I am not telling where we are. You've caused my family nothing but trouble. Please don't say that. We're family, aren't we? You're nothing to me. Do you understand that? You are fired! You're getting divorced! And you will never work in this town again! Goodbye! Please just give me one more chance. That's all I need. I'm begging you.
I was only safe because my father happened to come back home for a surprise visit. I had collapsed due to malnutrition and needed to receive IV drips for my body to recover. After that, I hired a lawyer and began the process for our divorce. Tobias was fired, and thanks to the blacklist, he wasn't able to find anyone else willing to hire him. Instead, he was forced to take on several part-time jobs in order to pay off his shady debts. But he was working so hard that he began to fall asleep on the job and was even fired from those. After my experience being forced to cook on such a tight budget, I decided to start my own cooking blog, which took off almost instantly. I now make several times more than Tobias ever did. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. See you next time!